Hello, Eli.
Hello, Charles. Looks like
What's up?
we're live.
We are live once again, and what a glory it is to be live and alive and living.
I'm wearing headphones this week. It's a little weird.
It looks good, man. They look like they're keeping your ears warm.
Luckily, it's actually really warm here finally, like spring summer vibes.
That's a miracle. It's the yearly miracle up there.
Everything, yeah, it's a whole different world. Whole different world. All the trees are all blooming, green. You can't see out your window anymore. It's just trees. It's a beautiful thing.
What do you mean? Like it covers your windows up, and now you can't see?
No,
what's going on?
No, it's just green everywhere. It's green everywhere, you know? It's green.
Oh.
It's green.
That's great. I mean, you guys have seasons, which is that's big.
You guys have seasons in Miami, hot and
We have
really hot.
hot and really hot. Well, I mean, I guess that's that's making me think about what's been going on this past weekend, which is we had this crazy, unexpected storm that came. I don't know. It wasn't a tropical storm, which is really concerning. And I guess this is my first official summer living down in Miami. And I always, would talk to my girlfriend from the road about hurricane season and how scary it would be when we got into the summer months. Because it's supposed to be June 1st until September 1st is the official hurricane season. But yeah, this year it's it's a little scary. So yeah, this storm came out of nowhere and it dumped I don't know, 9 feet of water or something. I'm probably getting that figure wrong, but it was just absolutely torrential. And just for the past 3 days, storming. And I look in my backyard and it's starting to fill up, but it is nothing compared to what was going on down in Brickell. So before we get started on the show, I just wanted to share a couple pictures that I took from my neighborhood of the flooding and just some stuff from Instagram, some funny accounts that can we throw these videos up real quick?
Wait. First, before all that, this is Schmoozing with Soul Clap.
Oh, welcome to Schmoozing with Soul Clap. Sorry.
This is something special for you.
Schmoozing.
Soul Clap.
Lonely Sea, Bamboozle. Schmoozing.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Schmoozing.
Soul Clap.
Are you ready? The show's about to start.
Yeah, and I mean, look, climate change is more important than the intro of the show, for sure.
Well, I don't know, man. The intro's pretty out cold, I must say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, sorry guys, we got caught up in the schmooze, which is a common occurrence on Schmoozing with Soul Clap.
That's what happens when you schmooze.
It's all about schmooze. We're schmoozing without a
parachute,
preserver,
without a life vest, without a life vest. Yeah.
Okay,
without
so
a parachute.
yeah, let's just get this over with. So, and I want to share a couple other things that we can get in the show because we got a great show today.
Yeah.
We've got Tom Trago all beaming in all the way from the Netherlands, and this is one of our favorite dudes. So this is exciting. So yeah, if we could just roll these clips of what's going on. And all okay, yeah. So this is from Only in Dade, which is a very funny Instagram account. But look what's going on.
What?
Yeah.
What's that? That's Brickell?
This is down in Brickell. Yeah. And this is 2 days ago.
Fuck.
Right?
Oh,
look
yeah,
at this.
that car's destroyed. That car's done.
Look, where's the back end of that car? Did it fall off? But it's Miami. That guy could have never had a back end of the car to begin with. You know what I mean? Well, it's got a couple more here. Yeah, so that's a taste. And then well, I'd love to show him the neighborhood. Let's see. He's got a
look,
rifle.
but Miami's
Here, this is my neighborhood. This is right down the street where I walk my dog every day. This is right now.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
I mean, look though, Miami's been flooding. This has been like this. I remember
not like this. This neighborhood's never flooded like that.
It was really just
no.
the beach that was flooding like that before.
The
right?
beach would flood like that when the big storms would come in, and sometimes, but Doral is all underwater. Look at this! Look at this guy!
Oh man,
this guy's going to the bodega, man.
cruising. I mean, you
that's-
need a truck. You need a truck to live down
need
there
to get a
at this
truck.
point. Otherwise, you're
so
gonna rust
weird,
out
man.
your whole undercarriage. I mean, look,
Unbelievable.
like we talked about this I think on the first episode, right? Climate change is something that we think a lot about, and I don't know like how related this is exactly. It's hard to like draw parallels always, but like the water levels are going up, and they're going to continue to go up as the ice caps melt, and the storms are going to get worse, and the weather's going to get more extreme. This is stuff that we know that climate change is causing. So, without trying to do something to slow it down, it's just going to continue to get worse. So, man.
Yeah, I know. And like for me being down here, it's definitely more of a intimate connection to what it is and what it feels like, and how quickly it can turn from a normal sunny day to some torrential flash flood, and pretty crazy stuff. So anyway, I don't want to start the show off on such a downer.
I mean,
but
it's
that
not
felt like pretty pressing.
It's funny to see all the water, like, right? It's entertaining. But
I mean,
it's also like
it's also really
it's
creepy.
a reminder that how serious this situation that we're entering with the planet is, and like how we really have, similar to COVID, we have no idea how serious this could get.
Yeah,
we just
absolutely.
it's this uncharted territory, and we can't forget that, right?
But
and
like,
it's also like when they talk about like the warming like being 1 degree over the next 20 years or 2 degrees over the next 20 years, they're talking about Celsius, right?
Yeah.
So like that's like 3-4 degrees Fahrenheit each degree.
We're gonna
of Celsius.
probably need to bring Tom in later to tell us the conversion between Fahrenheit and Celsius.
I don't think
'cause it's
anybody
confusing.
knows the conversion. It's a secret.
It's a secret. The Illuminati have the answer to the conversion. They're keeping us guessing.
That's it.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's and it's really that's some scary shit. And yeah, oh, by the way, if you're out there denying this shit right now, if you're denying that it's happening, you're like, oh yeah, the scientists, come on, man.
Yo, drop it in the chat
Come
room.
on.
Tell us your denials. We want to hear about it.
I want to hear what
How
you
can
got.
you
If
deny it?
if you are a climate denier, if you are a flat earther,
We want to have you on the show. We're gonna have you
come
on the show.
Come on the show because we got to talk about it. We got to schmooze.
What's going on?
Schmoozing.
We got to schmooze about this.
Gotta figure this out.
Yeah.
That's it!
Anyway.
I'd say before we get into the show too, we gotta give a big shout out to everybody who tuned into our House of E-Funk live stream on Saturday nights.
Yeah.
All the people in Detroit and all the people around the world that we missed last weekend with No Movement Festival in Detroit. And the whole movement stream all weekend really was amazing. It helped me get through it. I was honestly, for me, it's like the worst I felt this whole quarantine time. Like, I'm staying, we're staying busy, we're staying distracted.
Yeah.
I got a little kid at home. She keeps me busy. The weather's getting nice. All these things, trying to stay positive. But
Yep.
man, it's really fucking hard not being able to come together with your people you care about, or like really anybody, and dance. It's like
I'm sorry, E, because
tough,
when you said that you had no movement, I thought that was more of a constipation kind of problem. And in which case I would prescribe prune juice.
I'm regular,
because
dog. I'm always regular.
Schmoozing.
E heavy, regular. Anyway, well, at least we're doing all right, everybody. We're kicking along. But yeah, I mean, it was sad. But our live stream, we had some hiccups. There were some hiccups.
Oh yeah.
But, in the end, it was a big success. So big shout out to the one and only Stacy Pullen and Shigeto, who came
to Detroit.
Two Detroit
Gangsters,
dons.
yeah.
Yeah, man. There was
Their
great
music,
sets.
and they both brought such different styles. Like it was perfect. It was a perfect.
So sick.
Yeah.
And yeah, Stacy's set actually kind of reminded me of your DJ Kick Stacy Pullen CD from when we were
Right.
kids. He
That
like
was, some
channeled
old
that
school
like
Pullen, right?
freaky like jazziness.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what people can go to our Twitch page and see that now, right?
Yeah.
Well, not now because we're doing the show.
But yeah,
when you're
after
done with the show,
go to the Soul Clap official on Twitch. And
yeah, maybe if you can roll the
relive
banner.
that. Relive
Yeah.
the
Roll the-
stream. It was a fun
So,
one. And look,
there it is.
Charlie didn't actually get to DJ because
I couldn't even DJ, man.
My shit is rigorous.
But my shit was rigorous in the chat room.
That's right. Making the most
So,
of it. That's what we do. That's what we always do.
You know, it was Anyway,
Hey, yeah.
so
But should we keep it moving? Before
Yeah,
we
I
got
mean-
Tom, we got our Bandcamp song
and
of the week.
I kind of want to share some shit too, but why don't we
Yeah.
do the Bandcamp? Let's do the
Okay,
Bandcamp.
Bandcamp and then schmooze some more. So
Schmooze.
Bandcamp song of the week. We always do our Bandcamp song of the week because Bandcamp is the best way for you to support artists
Amen.
that you love. That money goes right to the artists. Bandcamp takes a small percentage, and actually, I think it's coming up this Friday. Bandcamp is waiving their fees.
Woo!
So you support the labels and the artists much better than
No
streaming. Go buy that music on Bandcamp. This week, Moody Man, speaking of Detroit, Moody Man dropped a new album. Last year, he
tight.
dropped like a vinyl-only joint at Movement, and I guess this is probably all lined up for Movement. I know a lot of the Detroit cats like to drop their records at the festival.
That makes sense. I know you and we always stop by the Moody's
Yeah, the mahogany
the
booth.
mahogany tent and cop whatever he's putting out because it's always tight and interesting and usually those are really limited releases
Yep.
just for people that are at the fest.
So yeah, I guess like this year we're all blessed though. We still get a new Moody album, and this is I think my favorite song off there. It's called "Slow Down."
Let it rip.
Yep. What up, Doe?
Schmoozing.
I'm not going nowhere. Right here. I'm stuck, my babe. I'm stuck right here. Come get me.
I also thought these lyrics were very appropriate.
This is the COVID lyrics.
Yep.
You know where to find me.
Can we get a zoom in on that dope artwork?
Slow down, baby, let's take our time. Slow down.
Slow down, baby. Girl, you know you move much too fast. Take your foot up off the gas. Up off the gas. Up off the gas. Up off the gas. Slow down, baby. Let's take our time.
Moody Man, king of the weirdest, funkiest breakdowns. Slow down, baby. Girl, you know you move much too fast. Take your foot up off the gas. Hot. I like that selection.
You can't go wrong with some Kenny Dixon, you know?
Yo, and he's got such a distinct style, man. It's like nobody really does it like that. Many people imitate, but it, never as authentic. I love it. It's like such a collage of samples, and the track's got, speaking of movements, and not that kind. I'm the one with the dirty mind, but that song's got movements. A lot of his records will just be completely different, end up completely different where it begins.
Yeah.
Some serious innovation.
Absolute master.
So what? So you could go then on Bandcamp on June 1st and buy that and then put all that money in Kenny's pocket, right?
Yeah, I think it's either this Friday or next Friday. Check it out on Bandcamp. But yeah, they do once a month. They do the free, they waive their fees and all the money goes to the artists or the labels. So
that's dope.
It's a good day to go on Bandcamp and buy music.
For sure.
Yep.
For sure. Well, let's keep it moving. I would just want to introduce maybe a new segment. Maybe it's a new segment. I don't know. But shit that we stumbled upon? Is that the name of it?
Remember that
Schmoozing.
website, Stumble Upon, and you could just click a button and it would randomly take you to a website or content?
I mean, that's sort of, so I spend a fair amount of time on Reddit, right, looking for nonsense, and it's kind of what it's doing. I guess it's more vote and user generated driven content, but I just
algorithms have taken over the world.
Dude, who is this Al, and where do we meet him? Because we need a little bit of his loving. Shoot. No, okay, seriously. So I was looking around on Reddit, and I saw this thing, and it is called the Norimaki. So Norimaki, if you're into sushi, Norimaki is the standard maki. That's what you get when you go to the supermarket maki, with the little tamago and rice and whatever. It's the standard one. So this is called the Norimaki synthesizer. All right, and this is a researcher by the name of Miyashita in the Meiji University in what's that? Must be Meiji Shrine? That must be Tokyo, right? He developed a synthesizer for tastes. And basically, do you want to run the video so people can see how this thing runs? This thing is nuts. We need to get one of these things over here.
Is it a prototype? Is it? Can you buy it, or is it just a prototype?
I don't know. Maybe this is right out of the lab, but this thing is incredible.
So, but he made it look like a piece of sushi, and you just put it on your tongue?
I think that is a sushi inspired piece.
For sure.
So basically, what's going on here is that this thing targets the 5 tastes: salty, right? Acidic, bitter, the umami, which is the newly discovered, and sweet. And based on the amount of the levels of these varying degrees, they can synthesize any taste.
What the?
I know, it's so weird.
There's one problem with this though. If you got COVID, you can't taste anything. So
it's
not gonna work.
That was a good one.
Bamboozle.
Anyway, so I mean, maybe in our dystopian future, there will be nothing, because look, we see that the meat industry is on its way down, right? Or especially because of COVID, maybe it's not going to. And now everything.
Also, especially because of climate change, right?
Okay, right. So climate change and all these conditions, maybe you're just going to have some sort of space sack of proteins and shit like that. And then
you gotta plug it in.
Yeah, I want it to taste like a double quarter pound and cheese. And so then you got to holler at your boy at the Meiji University.
But look, so such a big piece of Japanese food, especially, but all food, but is texture, right? That's what makes us appreciate it. So just drinking a sack of mush with this, but being able to choose the flavor probably
It
wouldn't
is
be that satisfying.
weird,
I
man.
don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know. They got me. Beyond Burger got me. I love it.
But that's a lot of that's texture too,
It's
though.
a
Like
big
they made
texture
it taste.
thing.
It's like feels like a burger.
It does. It feels like a burger. It bleeds like a burger. It's weird, man. We are headed into.
I think here's another.
weirdness.
We need to get a guest who's a meat scientist, right?
That would be dope.
We need a meat. Ali Duncan, is pastrami on rye doomed? I mean,
It could be. But maybe they're gonna figure this. I mean, maybe not. Maybe if Meiji University is correct, they can make anything taste like anything because it's all about sensors and stimulating, different receptors, and they're gonna 3D print a pastrami.
we need a biologist on here to talk about all this stuff, don't we?
We
Chemist? A chemist.
Cut chemist.
Let's get. Okay, perfect.
Cut
He can
chemist is
scratch
gonna have
and teach us about meat alternatives.
Schmoozing.
he's gonna have all the answers.
He seems like he would be a vegan, right?
Yo, Mike Ill is just throwing up our. I said throw up. That's gross. He is just posting up our. What are those? Those are our
Those
emojis.
are pickle emotes. Pickle
Pickle
emotes.
emotes. So
You can get our
cop
emotes
those.
on Twitch, yeah, and then share them.
And it's like I don't know. It's kind of creepy. They're creepy.
I like being
Sorry.
a pickle. I'm into it. I would eat myself.
That's
it!
there you go.
Yo,
dude.
let's get Mixie, what up, Mixmag? Umami.
Cocorico!
Let's
Yeah.
bring our guest on today. Our guest
All
today
right.
is none other than Tom Trago. Tom Trago. What up, Tommy T?
There he is.
How we
Welcome
doing,
to
boys?
Schmoozing, Tom Trago.
Live from outside Amsterdam. Where you at,
That's
Tommy
it.
T?
I'm in the north of Holland, about 40 minutes away from Amsterdam.
Oh man, and I had the very esteemed honor and pleasure to come visit you there, and I will attest, it is gorgeous. It is gorgeous.
And you were there in wintertime even, I guess. No?
Yeah, but we went swimming anyway. You remember that?
Yeah,
That
man,
was
I
cold.
remember. Yeah, that was cold. That was cold ass of you, man.
I
never
was like-
expected you to get in there.
Tom
came
is
out-
like an Iceman.
Iceman, Hoff
Yep.
method.
He's the Hoff. He's using the Hoff method.
Yeah,
Man.
so no, this is where the family house is at, man.
Okay.
And also where we just built like 2 new studios, and it's where I'm just at with the family, with my 2 little girls, my wifey, and all my records and my good friends from Amsterdam sometimes just roll in and out. And most of the time I'm just standing at the beach, which is not a very un-Dutch thing to do, but hey, you gotta do something in the meantime, right?
I just want to give the viewers like kind of more of a visual of like where you're at, because like Eli, remember when we went to Den Haag and did the show like on the beach there?
Yep.
So that is sort of looked like that, this long stretch of beach that goes just for miles in every direction. But like before you get to where you're at, you go through this like incredible suburb. We went to the forest. You took me to the forest. We went to this crazy vegetable garden or something, and we went to this pond. I mean,
Yeah,
what can
I
you tell
remember.
everybody? Like, give us like some picture of what's going on.
Yeah, well, it's been quite of an arty town for about 100 years. Most of the painters who were very influential in the Dutch painting history, they would move up here because the nature is so
Wow.
weird. It actually has to do with the strange sea wind coming in. It makes trees just grow in very weird directions. So it looks like
Sweet.
you're on fucking mushrooms without even fucking touching them. So well, poffertjes maybe also, but no, it has a very rich tradition and history of art around here. Because it's kind of, I wouldn't say the Hamptons of Holland, but
Yeah.
it is kind of where you escape city life. You have 2 choices, you either go East Holland and then you will be heading towards Germany, or you're heading up north, which is Bergen, so where I'm at
So
now.
dope.
And I mean, Holland's very small, so we don't have we have limited options. But
It
I
was
would
pretty-
advise everybody to come over here.
Oh,
If
it's so
you're
cool.
Looking for
And-
a little nature.
And you guys live in a real like sort of I don't want to call it like anarchist kind of vibe. I don't know. It's like squatters. These aren't the words. You guys are like artists
Yeah.
that have like reclaimed a children's mental institution, or what's
Kind
the
of.
building again?
Yeah.
It's like
The
a
building-
reforming school.
The building is called Young Nederland. Actually, it's for Young Nederland, and it's set up in the beginning of 1900 to. You had really big families in Amsterdam, and most of them they were having trouble taking care of all the kids in summertime, especially when the schools were closed, which is quite similar to the things we see now. But you would have a lot of poverty, and for these kids in a really bad health state, they designed these 3 houses, which are called For Young Nederland. And that's where they actually took the kids for like about 3 months. And
Wow.
the kids had to sleep outside.
Sleep
and
outside.
Sleep outside, have fresh air, a lot of salty wind, eat local products, all that stuff. So this was before Second World War. During the World War, it kind of got abandoned. And then after the Second World War, during the 60s, which was a pretty active flower power era in Holland also, it got reclaimed by a group of artists who were trying to escape the city and find a more peaceful place. And they stumbled upon these abandoned buildings. And they really built it up from scratch again because all the windows were broken. It was...
Wow.
Yeah, you have to if you want to imagine it's like an abandoned church or whatever, It's
So cool, man.
It has been a hospital, but now it's been turned into very nice places to live for us at least. And I'm blessed to be here,
Amen.
It's there's a lot of musicians in the building also, so
Yeah, shout out a 123 who's in the building.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's my neighbor, and
So cool.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
So
if-
cool.
For people that don't know, the Netherlands has a really rich electronic music scene, and they have a real tight community of musicians. Everybody's collaborating, everybody's supporting. It's not like Boston, where everybody's trying to hold each other down.
Well,
All my favorite DJs are from the Netherlands. Afrojack and Armin van Buren. and-
Don't be stupid.
Wow. I mean, damn, you guys are killing it, and that's dope. We're real happy that you're set up over there.
Yeah, man. Feel free to come over again when
Yeah,
the
I'd
borders
love to.
are open.
But isn't
Yeah.
wait? I heard that Europe. There's going to be more free movement starting in Europe this summer,
we
actually,
speak.
right?
As we
right,
speak, next week you are able to travel. I'm able to travel to France, but I mean that's almost the same driving from Montreal to Detroit. I mean a few hours, so it's pretty close.
yeah.
Oh.
So
Okay.
we're not allowed to travel big distances. But as in Europe there are so many countries close to each other, it's a 2-hour drive to Germany from here or a 2-hour drive to Belgium. So we are allowed to cross these countries as long as you have a reason. So either you have a second house somewhere, or you need to visit your mom or a family relative or anything. But they are opening up bars also.
Wow.
And they are also opening up events again, as long as you are a registered person. So people know who actually were at the event. And they, of course, have to wear a mask, and the distancing has to be allowed. But this actually brought me to a new idea of doing concerts for people on beds, which I'm designing now, which is it's like 50 people in a very, very big room, like empty warehouses.
Wow.
Set up with really nice beds. Everybody very distant and on their own. And then I'll just do sleepy concerts, laying down concerts.
Sleepy concerts.
Will involve a lot of ambient, but mostly some piano music. I've been working on during the whole period. I've been
Wow.
on that piano right behind you.
Yes, actually, that's my main man right there.
Nice.
Wow. Well, do you want to you? I guess we have some of the piano music. Should we start with that, or do you want to take? What do you think, Eli? Should we take them?
Yeah, let's
a
check it
little
out. We're here
history
right
of Tom
now.
Trago.
We're here right now.
All right, let's do it.
Let's go
Let's
with
do
that
it.
piano music. I'm curious. I want to hear
I'm
it.
also very. I haven't heard this yet, but I know you got some chops.
Yeah, it's pretty dramatic.
I remember-
Though, but,
I remember sitting with you on the piano at Pike's in Ibiza, and you were just like entertaining this crowd of ruffians, questionables. Yeah. Totally.
Cocktail bar vibes.
Yeah, cocktail bar. So we were jazzing it out. You know, I think we both were a few. What's the expression? A few
days in.
A few days in. Yeah, on a Louis. Oh wait, no, this is not the piano music though. That's okay. We got a technical error.
Poffertje.
Yep.
You know what poffertje actually? You know what it actually means?
Well, poffertjes is those are the pancakes.
Yeah, the small pancakes. Yeah.
Poffertje.
Here we go.
Yeah, so this is a world premiere. This has never been played before yet.
Sweet.
That's it!
That's sick, boy!
That means we have to talk over it the whole time so no one bootlegs it.
Yeah, absolutely. We got an Ali Duncan asking about Red Light Radio. I know you got some information about that.
Definitely.
We'll save that one.
You know, Tom, this is really awesome. Oh, look, shout out to Justin Martin who says this is very pretty. Justin, you're listening. We love you, buddy. Got to get you on the show too. This is like totally not so far-fetched for you though, because like you've always added a lot of like beautiful ambient soundscapey stuff, textures and stuff to your music. That's sort of, you know, definitely, and I've noticed that you always do like the ambient mixes of tracks as well.
Yeah, and it kind of felt like, I'm not visiting clubs at the moment, you know, it felt really weird to put like beats underneath music for a reason. So I was like, what about giving it a chance, or just make an album with just piano and some strings, you know?
Wow.
Take it from a different approach, and that's it.
We got Quishtina. Am I saying that right? Quishatina 1.
Quiche.
Quifatina. Well, we got a great drag queen here in Miami named Queef Latina, so I guess my head went there. But they're saying that they're hearing some tremolo on the violin.
That's actually correct. Actually, the violin comes from the Chicago String Orchestra, and they played a really amazing sample pack of strings.
Oh wow!
What?
So cool.
Huge recommendation for all young producers out there. I think it's
dope.
You can just pay $80 and have all the strings they played in for years and years.
What? Is it all organized by like key and chords and stuff?
Yeah.
Amazing.
And there's definitely tremolo on that, but you can just pick out the tremolo one if you're in the tremolo mood, or like get staccato with it if you're in the taco mood, you know, whatever.
That's dope. Shout out the Wizard too, who said this was really nice. He's digging it. And where can people go and find that again, though?
This is not out yet. This is will only be available in the live concerts where you lay down on a bed and watch the photo book. I made. I collected all the photos of 10 years of traveling around the world, and they will be projected in a spacey way, accompanied by this music.
So dope. Cool. Oh wait, sorry. Where did they get that sample pack again too?
I will leave you guys with a link, but I think if you just go and Google on Ableton and looking for string packs, you will run into it.
Dope. And
it was put out by Ableton. Ableton is the one who released it.
Yeah. Well, okay, yeah.
And you've done a sample pack too. You were mentioning.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I worked on a sample pack for Loop Masters. You can download it somewhere, which contains a lot of keys and a lot of drums from the MPC, which I've been recording for years and years.
Tommy T is actually an MPC master. I think he's one of the.
Here comes. Sorry,
I'm
the
like-
UPS guy just came and knocked on the door, and I got the dog barking over here. Sorry, guys.
Well,
Go ahead, Eli.
Yeah, no, Tommy T's got the NPC skills. One of the best I've seen in person.
Right?
Well,
wild.
if there's one machine I'm fast with, it's the NPC. It's the one thing I had for many years. It was the only piece of equipment, and I can still recommend it to people who have low budget but a lot of creativity and a few records. Man, with an NPC, you open up a whole world. And
Which is your NPC of choice?
For me, of choice is the 2000 XL because I've just was the cheapest one I could get and the fast. I learned my way through it. But I mean, you were playing Moody Man's song earlier. I know, and I can hear from his music. He's also a big NPC fan.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
big
yeah.
time.
You know the way he works with sequences and the way you work arrangement-wise on your productions with the NPC is, it has a special, distinctive way to it, which is pretty interesting.
Totally. It's got that snap.
Yeah, it's got the snap, and it got also. I mean, you think differently. You think in bars and less in complete songs. I think and you flip them around and stuff. So yeah, say hi to my oldest daughter here.
Hey, hey.
Hi, hey.
Welcome to Schmoozing.
Welcome to Schmoozing.
Family man.
Family
Like it.
man, you know me.
So sometimes we got to come with like a camera, put it over your shoulder when you're working with the NPC though, but because it is like really crazy how quick he's moving around and zipping things and.
I don't have to look
That's
at
pretty
it
dope.
anymore. It's pretty. It became second. It became
nature,
second
huh?
nature, like driving a car. You know.
Well, I don't know because I seen the way you drive.
True.
Cocorico!
No.
You got me there. Yeah, it's already 9 p.m. here. Huh? Don't make too many jokes too fast for me.
Nah, we're just kidding. We love you.
Yeah.
And that was that was another Saab. There's another DJ we had on the show driving a Saab. We had Nick Monaco on a couple weeks ago. He's driving a Saab as well.
Yeah. Saab
Guys are
Saab
smart guys.
Yeah.
All
They
right,
don't
let's
even make those anymore, though, right? That's it. No more
Saab is
Saabs.
done. Yeah, Saab is done. It's hard to get the pieces of equipment, so I wouldn't recommend buying the car because you pay a lot when it breaks down. But I mean, on the other hand, they have the very, very interesting architecture, and if you turn around the word Saab, S-A-A-B, it becomes boss in Dutch, which is pretty bossy. No? So if you look in your back end mirror, you'll be looking at a boss.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm wondering. I know Holland is super on top of their sustainability, right? Are you guys seeing a lot of electric cars? Big
Yeah.
jump in electric cars over there?
Big jump in electric cars, yes, definitely. And also, I think a big jump in everything, especially after what's happening to the world at the moment. Holland is trying to innovate as fast as possible with a lot of things: wind energy parks, solar
you got some
energy, electric cars, and I think it was needed for a long time. But now the necessity has really been shown. I guess people take it really serious. So
I mean, also for festivals.
Festivals are
Yeah.
trying to be fully, completely. How do you say?
Circular. Yeah.
Circular, and this is interesting. You know, I mean, if you have a festival that hosts 30,000 people, try to be circular. That's interesting. You know, but
That means no waste and
That
completely
is
carbon positive.
so impressive.
Yeah.
We definitely need to take a page out of that book over here, and so do the English.
No, I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of energy going in the UK as well. So
Oh, okay.
they're like second behind Holland, really, for thinking.
Oh,
about stuff.
really? Because last time, well, not last time. I just remember seeing a lot of like a sea of garbage over.
Oh,
there.
I mean, yeah, no, they're the kings of the
Brits.
garbage.
They
kings and
love
queens.
they love they love the banter.
and they love the
and
rubbish.
They love a bit of rubbish, mate. Ah, shit. Well, this is Schmoozing with Soul Clap. What do you think, Tom?
And
How
Tom
we doing over here? Tom
I'm
Trago.
actually feeling really happy that I can be some sort of way close to you guys. It doesn't.
I know.
It doesn't even feel that bad. I mean, and you don't get to smell my smelly feet, so that's a good thing. Plus,
man.
I got the correct information about Celsius to Fahrenheit for you guys.
Oh, yeah, please.
Yes.
0 Celsius is 32 Fahrenheit, and it kind of goes up sort of one by one, but Fahrenheit gets increases faster than. So if we would say like it round about now, it has a room temperature of 21 degrees, would be 69 Fahrenheit.
Oh, you kinky mother.
Yeah, just to let you guys know.
But really, the only way to figure this stuff out is just to memorize what the like equivalents are, right? It's just
Yeah,
like no,
nah,
the formula is too
there's-
complicated for.
I
guys
mean,
like
if it
us.
goes-
There's not. There's a very weird curve. This has titty curves on it, I guess.
My shit is rigorous.
Yeah, but yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah, it will probably be quite a while before I get back to the States again and really be close to you guys.
We saw you at the end of your last tour here, right? And it was
We
pretty,
did.
It was pretty ugly.
With the eye patch.
It didn't
You had
didn't
a-
go so well.
I decided to not go back anymore.
do you want to tell what happened with the eye patch and all that? This is a
Yeah.
great story.
Well, it didn't feel
Wait, sorry,
great.
sorry to cut you off. Do we have an eye patch photo? That'd be
Just
great.
get Slick Rick. Just get Slick Rick in there.
Let's see if the producers can
If
find
the
one.
producers got the eye patch photo, it'd be great to put it up. But Tom, tell us the story.
Yeah. So the story goes, I'm touring the States, and it was the last tour I think I did there, and I just went in full, like I do normally, like naturally. And after I think the whole tour, I decided to take some rest, or at least try to sleep for a few hours. And I had a few bracelets on from the festivals, and the last one was from Output, the club that goes down in New York, I think.
Well, Output was still open, huh? You were here.
still
What? That
rocking.
was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was still open, and that's what their last gig was. And I had 3 bracelets on, and I pulled one off, and I was like, yes, the tour is over. I pulled the second one off, and I was like, yes, this is amazing. I did all the shows. I didn't faint. I didn't, And I pulled the last one off, and the little thing from the bracelet got into my eye.
Oh my
And-
gosh.
Yeah, and that was about when I was about to hit bed for about 3 days.
I
I was
remember-
like, get my rest, and then.
I remember I took you in.
To
I took you
a
in.
place to buy a fucking eye patch.
Yeah.
You took me in. Like you always do, baby.
Well, I feel for you because like it's a real pain in the ass to go fly all the way around the world and just have a bunch of bullshit happen. You know what I mean? Like especially so many years in, it's like maybe you expect it, but like it can be really difficult, especially when you're dealing with the United States charging you a lot of money for visas and.
Etc.
it's
Yeah,
tough, man.
It is kind of a pain in the ass to tour the States, but then again, I love you guys, man.
Yeah,
So
well, we
there's
love you.
1,000 reasons to go over
There's
again.
always been a real cultural connection I find between Dutch humor and Dutch pop culture and American humor and culture. I feel like we kind of understand each other in an interesting way that I feel is unique to a lot of other European countries. Hey, where's the eye patch photo? I know I sent it over. Throw
Johnny,
it. It's
what
supposed to
up?
be a surprise. Come on, man.
I would be like,
We're supposed to get them. Anyway, well, hopefully that popped it up. Basically, I was doing some photos too. Well, that's a good segue to your photos. I took a bunch of Polaroids, and there was a couple great ones of you. So I took a couple, and I was gonna show the audience. But
I remember
I
a
don't know.
few.
You
I
can't
remember
always
you
get what
taking
you
a
want.
few.
But you've done this photography book,
A whole book,
which is awesome too.
Yeah, after 15 years of touring and bringing my camera on the road, which is over here, I'll grab it. It's this Yashica camera. It's been with me for 15 years, and it's been stacked with these Kodak photo rolls. Very basic approach, and I've been photographing people in cities on very desolate moments, so very early mornings or late nights or empty streets. And as this one is in Sao Paulo, as you see, this is a pretty romantic situation, but still it carries some desolate vibe to it, almost like a film set. This one is New York City, and that one right there, Charlie, the legs over there, you were actually walking next to me. That was during DEMF, Detroit Movement Festival.
Where were we when that happened?
Yeah, and what time is it? I mean, it's very, very
What the
weird.
hell were we doing?
And upstairs is there's like for people to want to see the countryside a bit. That's how it looks. This was in New Zealand actually, and the left photo is at front of
Those
my
are
house.
absolutely gorgeous. Wait, so this is that one on the left there? That's Bergen.
Yeah, that's Bergen. That was and on the one before this one, Bergen was also in there. But yeah, I just asked people to collage. This is Bergen. Also the top one with the bench, and then down there is on a ranch in Mexico. So I tried to combine like my normal life with the traveling life and try to sort of put together my photos. And
This
music.
is awesome, man.
You know?
And this is sort of like
gorgeous.
so people can kind of look and zone out on these photos while they listen to the music. Is that what's?
Yeah. Well,
This one's
partly-
dope. This is dope up here in the right hand. That's like a taste of
It's a
the
Renaissance.
Lord.
It's a Renaissance
Yeah.
painting.
Yeah.
Right there.
But then again, also with the combination of the two photos, it's like you know, God from above, but then darkness from down below, I guess.
Ooh,
That's New
or
York
something
City,
like
huh?
that.
Below. That's the
Yeah.
that's the
Subway.
juxtaposition. Wow, these are gorgeous. So where do people go to get the book?
They can't get the book yet.
Ah.
I'm gonna do the live shows first for like about a year, I think. There
Wow.
will be some animation involved, so you don't always look at the same pictures. But there also will be a lot of darkness. I mean, darkness in the sense of no light. So you will just hear the music and have some time with your mind and with yourself. And then once in a while, there comes in a photo, but you won't notice from which side it will be projected. And we'll
What?
work on a way to entertain you enough to not fall asleep. But slowly, smooth, just a smooth actually.
It's a
I wanna
schmooze.
It's a smooth. It's a smooth thing. This is Bergen also for the people who want to know how it's up here. I look like a fucking promoting travel agent right here. Come to Bergen, ladies.
You'd be a great travel agent.
What about you? Hey, move around. Yeah, well, this is New York on the left and Bergen on the right again. So, yeah, it's just to give you a little acquaintance. There's LA. I think J Mac was involved on the left there with the legs.
Oh,
It's not
that's
J- it's not
those are
J-Mac's
Jonathan's legs
No, he wished.
on the right with the warmers, right?
with the worms, yeah. Yeah,
Shout
those
out-
were
shout
the
out to Johnny
days.
Mac. Shout out to Johnny Mac. Johnny Mac is our wonderful manager, and he's got great legs, folks. Ladies, if you want a pair of legs on a fella,
in
Jonathan
there.
Mac. This guy's got a real hunchback problem going on.
Was he just
Yeah,
taking
I
a
think-
piss?
Yeah,
I
look
feel
at
like-
the dog. Look at the dog. It's just like I was getting around the corner and be like, shit. I didn't want to like run into this.
He seems like he could just really benefit from a chiropractor. I
Yeah.
feel for this guy because I don't. Sometimes I hunch. I'm working on my posture these days. That's been one of my quarantine.
I've seen you pissing like this though.
Yeah,
Schmoozing.
that's what's up. Here you go. Tom.
Poffertje, poffertje,
He needs some puffertjes. This guy on the bottom looked like some.
poffertje.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good friend from Paris. I don't know if he really appreciates me putting him out there, but
It's pretty awesome photo.
this
though.
is Mehdi from the Pigalle crew and from
Oh,
the
shout out.
Pain au Chocolat crew.
Yeah.
Paris has always been like a second home city to me because it's just like a 3-hour train ride and a beautiful city, a very inspiring place also.
Absolutely.
I kind of miss that place.
Well, you'll be back there soon, man. It's just a 3-hour
Yeah, man.
train ride.
It's true. It's true.
What's
And-
going on in Paris though? Like, what's like the hot spot these days? Also, what's going on in Amsterdam? And all back to the question that Ali Duncan was asking before you, and that you mentioned about Red Light Radio. I kind of want to hear the answer to all three of those questions at the same time, if you could.
Well, it's changing times, Charlie, man. I mean, you showed me some videos about the climate change over there, and
Yeah.
I mean, we have the whole virus thing going on. And then, for Red Light Radio, I guess there were some internal problems, but also they've been doing it for so long that it was time to move in new directions.
Can you just share with everyone who doesn't know, like, what is Red Light Radio and why is it so?
I think red light radio was very interesting for a long time in Holland, but then after that for the world, because it was one of the front leaders of alternative internet radio, where it would blur the borders between punk, hardcore punk, and for instance an R&B show, and they would be played after each other, and those people were, go to bed. See what?
Sweet dreams.
So sweet dreams from the United States of America and the rest of the world. No, but they really showcased how the scene, how diversified the scene in Holland was at that moment, and still is, I guess, because they had a great network, and also all guests who would come by. I mean, you've been on the show, Charlie.
Have been. We've done the show as Soul Clap, and I've done it. I've done a few times with you, Tom, and I think Eli's done a solo shows over there too. But just for fun. What I'm trying to get at though is that like this is an internet radio show that's in the middle of Amsterdam's red light district, which means that there are working prostitutes. Imagine if you've ever been there. Basically, what's going on is you walk down the street, and behind these window doors are prostitutes, and in this area, which is I think Dam Square, right? Over there. So you go out. So this is a weird part of the red light district because it's a big church, and surrounding the church, 360 degrees are the prostitutes, right?
And the radio.
And then in one window is the radio. So imagine you're playing and you're facing out on the street, and you get like the like these hornballs walking around, creeping out on the chicks, and then suddenly the DJs were the street meat. Finally, we're the street meat. So that's a weird. That is a weird.
It is a weird thing because sometimes they come up knocking the door, and they'll be like, how much for this guy? And you'll be mixing the record, and you'll be like, shit.
So that's cool. And then that's what they took over. The ground floor is the radio, and then upstairs where the prostitutes take the johns. That's like that's where they have like the central offices, and they're doing all this stuff.
It's also where like Red Light Records, the record
that's
store.
right.
The record
go through the courtyard, and you're in Red Light Records, which is one of my favorite record stores in the world. Are they still open as well? Oh, here we go, Tom.
Hey, there we go. Patchy Pay. Patch Bay.
So Tom, that's you on the left. That's you in Ibiza at back Pikes.
At my best and my worst. This is interesting.
And there we have Tom. That's at my old apartment in Brooklyn. No longer, and you were just fucking down the dumps, dude.
Down the dumps.
Now look at you now, man.
Look at me now.
You're living a yuppie artist dream.
Yeah, pensionale lifestyle.
Wait, so are they getting rid of Red Light Radio, or?
No, well, actually, Red Light was actually part of the government trying to recontrol the Red Light District. As all of you know, Red Light District was an area which was full of pimps and hoes, actually, mostly, and drug dealers. And like about 10 years ago, they started a big program to clean up the streets a bit and make it safer, also for the prostitutes to organize their independent financial situations. And cut the middlemen out and really support this group of working women and also guys, I guess. And by doing that, a lot of the old hoe houses, the places where you would go, the strip clubs, they were stripped down because the pimps would be taken out, and they would ask creatives to fill up the space. And this is where Red Light Radios came in. And they said like, okay, we have a good idea, and let's try this. And they really created a scene by doing this radio. So it's actually a shame it's gone, but I mean nothing is forever. And I think almost everybody in the world played there already. So I think at some point these guys were like, it's the same with DJing. I don't know how you think about it. If you've been around the world 3 times, you're like, okay, I love this, but I got some other plans too in life, so I appreciate it also, moving forward. And I think Orfeo, the wizard, and the other team are cooking up some other stuff, as always. So it's just it's been good for all those days. A big shout out to Red Light Radio.
Shout out.
And I think all the radio shows still will be available over 10 years of recordings, including yours. So if you want to hear Charlie's young voice,
Yeah.
Before it got all
yeah.
or he smoked all those cigarettes.
Tommy was a bad one.
Use guys.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like that seems to be like the situation in Amsterdam, though, and maybe it's just a sign of the times. These great institutions, dance clubs, radio shows, things are changing, man. Things are changing.
Well, I think I it's also part of the sort of attitude that a certain group of creatives have. It's the same where we met. I mean, that's in Trouw, Amsterdam, right?
Yeah. Shout out.
This legendary club. It also was made to be there for just a certain amount of time. And this also makes the whole team work harder, but also knows there's an end to something. I mean, imagine the fact that you have a nightclub and you have to run it the rest of your life. It makes you depressive. If you know, I'm going in for 6 years and I'm doing this like really the way I want to, or 10 years or whatever time amount, it becomes, I guess, less heavy to work to live with this idea of the.
I mean that
running a nightclub, or
having a club forever is that is
mean,
really rough.
It can be hard though, right? Because you put in all this work, you put in all this money to build something up, and then when you're finally like on top and you're doing and everything's running smoothly, then you close. That's kind of a tough position to be in.
Yeah, what happens is you close, but you open up a new shop with a different name, but the same team. So you get the same customers.
Right, but then you have to do all the work again, right? You have to build the place out. You have to maybe in Holland it's a little different because there may be some kind of subsidies from the government or the spaces or they're trying to revitalize neighborhoods. But
the big difference is here. What we're talking about is that Red Light Radio, but also Trouw, Amsterdam, and the school are all buildings that are abandoned and about to get redeveloped, but have still a certain amount of time left. And they want to fill up this space of time, by getting creatives involved. So you're totally right. I mean, if we would set up a complete new building to have a Red Light Radio or like a running club, then it wouldn't make sense at all to leave it. But these buildings are most of the time have been schools before, or like this was a
printing. Trouw is what the printing plant.
Printing press. Yeah. Printing plant.
But you can tell one thing we've learned about the Dutch and the way they name their venues and their different buildings. Very original. They called the one in the red light district Red Light Radio. They called the one in the newspaper factory, which the word is Trouw. They called that one Trouw. And the one that was in the school, they called the school. I mean,
let's not make it too difficult, right? It's a limited vocabulary too.
Trouw was the shit, man. This is a huge building with many rooms and this crazy backstage and all these twists and turns, and it was an amazing experience to DJ there. And we were residents there. We were residents. You were residents as well. I think you have our plaque somewhere or something.
I have still your plaque laying around.
So we got to get that.
Yeah.
So and who else? I mean, I know Seth Troxler was a resident there as
Melon
and Melon, shout out.
Sam Proper.
And Sam Proper. How can we forget? And I guess we knew Sam before we met you. Yeah. I think we met him at Mutech one year, or somewhere in Montreal. And so he sort of introduced us. So basically, Eli and I were DJing, and okay, here comes his son. You got to meet Tom. He's the man. And across the street, where you still have your studio, right?
Yeah.
Or are you moving out of there?
No. Well, I'm in Bergen now, but that's where the main official professional studio is at.
So there's this building which is now like a hotel, very like kind of up like trendy hotel, but for a while it was just this huge building of all like artist lofts and music studios. So I mean, it was just so cool to be able to like go and party and perform and have this amazing night in this crazy building and then just go across the street, and then the whole community has these studios, bounce back and forth, and go into this studio or recording this and recording that, and it's really dope.
Yeah, really has
Special.
some
Really special.
synergy energy going on there.
For sure.
And also like just it made me like meet guys like you, but also like after shows we would hit back to the studio and do a lot of music. Like the one track I did with Seth Roxer, it's called The Not to Sell. It was made straight after the last gig ever in Trout. We would just walk like 20 meters, do the track for a few hours, and come back to the club for the last time to actually play it. So
you were writing the track while the club was still popping.
Ending, while the club was still popping, and we would come back and then just hand over the CD and be listening on a big system and be like spacing balls out, being like, "What? We just did this," and it actually was good.
Where did that record come out?
It came out on K7, and it's also on Seth Troxer's DJ Kicks. It's called The Wet Cell, The Not to Sell.
Nice.
Yeah.
Little plug. People can go cop that.
It's a great mix. That DJ Kicks is it's a good one.
It's
one of the best ones of the recent years.
Yeah. I did like the Moody Man one too. Big shout out to Moody Man.
Can't go wrong with Moody Man, man.
Yeah, he has a new album again, man. It's dropping bombs, man. Like, whoo.
Prolific.
I mean, you were talking about the little stand he has on the Detroit movement every year. That's really nice. I remember that.
Yeah, I missed that, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh, shit. Well, I mean, let's play some more of your music, man. What do you want to do? You want to play the new stuff, or you want to play the classic joint?
Well, no, I can talk to you a bit about the new stuff. So
let's hear the new stuff.
After doing setting up Voyage Direct, which was my main label for many years, and which kind of supported all the talent around me, coming from Trial, but also young kids that would hang around at Rush Hour, which is the main record store over here. I moved out here to Bergen. And I decided to do everything myself, to DIY the shit out of it. And I connected with a local artist called, who's doing all the sleeves. He's called Peter Bijwaard. And I stopped mixing, which really changed my life. So for all producers out there, I mean, I know, mixing is a pain in the ass, And I was like, how many hours in my life did I waste looking at a screen, adjusting levels? I was like, too many.
Wow.
I'm just done with it. So I decided to not mix anymore.
So who's mixing your records now?
Nobody. I'm just doing the thing.
You're just taking it raw, no mix.
No mix.
Just
take it raw. I mean, I want to have fun in music again, and that's what the first thing of the decision was to start this label. I wanna have no stress related to putting out music or records anymore. So I'll just do a jam, and another jam, and another jam, and another jam, and then a few weeks later listen back to it and decide what to release. And I'm not adding anything, taking nothing out. I just get it mastered. I get the guy hand stamp all the sleeves, which I deliver to my house directly, and then I deliver them personally to Rush Hour. And that's where the circle is. It's
a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
So, but you got to have some sort of like real killer signal chain or something, like signal path going on,
nothing,
because
it's
nothing.
Just an MPC 2000 and a few synths and press record.
Wow. And you're recording what into a multi-track or like through a board
multi-track,
into the computer?
Two tracks. Yeah, left and right.
So you're summing. You got a summing mixer or something going on?
Yeah. I sum up some stuff.
So summing it up
while I do the take.
And while you're doing a take, you can like tweak it a little bit.
But this also means a lot of mornings you wake up and you be like, shit, I just fucked up the best song I ever made in my life because the kick was way too loud. I was like, I was into it, But I'll take. I mean, every metal has two sides to it, So I guess
for sure.
Not mixing gave me time enough to make those errors now. So I really enjoy
dope.
This sort of new way of looking at it.
Let's hear this. I'm so curious to hear this new music. Where's it at, Jonny?
Which one? What are we listening to, Tom?
At the moment, I hear your voice.
No,
Got you there. No, we're listening to we're listening to Whisper, which is the A side, or the B side called Bell Tower. It depends on Jonny. It's all up to Jonny at the moment.
Jonny,
as you can see.
Where are you getting these pressed?
Mountain ranges.
I get them pressed in Holland.
I like this. We got a commercial playing.
Unique and powerful.
Schmoozing.
Hey, fuck you, SoundCloud. You suck.
Poffertje.
SoundCloud sucks.
Poffertje.
Dude, I could.
Is the audio off? Audio's off?
This sounds all busted up, or that's Tom's mix.
Yeah, this
You
is
see that's what's happening if you stop
No,
mixing?
it doesn't sound like this.
SoundCloud. This is SoundCloud fail right here.
Yeah.
SoundCloud fail. Hey, pull that off, Jonny.
All right. Well,
Well,
Shit.
for the people who really want to listen to it, just take a screen dump and have a listen. The second one is coming up real soon, and I'm like at number 50 something now. So
50 something tracks for the new label.
Yeah. That's what happens.
What?
If you stop mixing, man. It's just amazing. I just do a few a day if I'm really getting into it.
Wow, I didn't realize you were putting out that much material. That's pretty prolific.
Yeah, well, I still have to press it up though. That's the problem. Well, what brings us to another subject worth talking about, vinyl or not, digital or whatever you want to do.
I feel like we like flip flop back and forth on that like hourly. It's such a difficult one because we love records so much.
Yeah, right. And I mean, I also now as I'm collaborating with Peter, the guy who designs the sleeves, as you can see there in the back of the piano. He actually makes it into an art piece also because it's all hand pressed and it's all different. So there's not one of them the same.
Wow.
And which makes it next to the fact that I love vinyl. I know you guys do too. The format of having a cover and also using this cover or making the cover like different than every other cover is.
That's so cool. Yeah. It's amazing.
Makes it an interesting thing for me.
I mean, it's really the reason I asked where you press them. Are you pressing them in Holland?
Yeah, deep grooves.
Deep grooves. So this is actually we're pressing our next Soul Club Records release with them. They're like a sustainable record plant, which is amazing.
Yeah,
they're using a lot of recycled material and renewable energy. So, and it's also amazing. Like, how are you getting it delivered to your house then from them?
They deliver it actually. They ship it along with a lot of other records, and the main distribution of Rush Hour is in Alkmaar, which is not even 15 minutes from my house. So it is also, if we look at traffic and being this record being green or being non-pollutive, this is the most non-pollutive I could get with this.
Wow.
Yeah, this is amazing. You're pressing the record in Holland. You're picking it up 15 minutes from your house, stamping it, and then bring it to Rush Hour. So there's no shipping.
No shipping, no fly. Yeah, not before the product hits the store. Yeah,
that's a beautiful thing,
Hats
man.
off, man. Hats
Great work.
off.
Try to do it myself
Incredible.
mostly.
Yeah.
It's so different than like if I look at it like how I did it 8 years ago. I would be like smoking a J in the studio and just delivering this unmastered song to my manager, and then it would go left and right and all over the way and back and forth, and would send to a label, and it would be pressed up and somewhere else.
Oh,
and
sick! We got it rocking. Yeah.
No, it may be maybe the connection. No.
Sounds like we have a bitrate problem over there or something.
Yeah, it sounds like Johnny's got a bad connection.
It's the lifestyle we're living.
That's the toughest digital age, man.
Read about.
Technology, mate. Digital.
Yeah, we talk about the most analog. You got the most analog situation there with your straight to 2-track, straight to the plant, and we're trying to play it digitally. Of course, it's not going to work.
Not
you can't
gonna
play
work.
something that analog digitally.
You're right.
Well, we'll have to support. We'll let Eli. Let's support and buy some of these vinyls, and then we can play it on our show and share it.
Yeah. Actually, the songs are on Bandcamp also. So on Monday, you were talking about next Monday.
I think it's next Friday. It's next Friday.
Next Friday.
The first.
Yeah.
Wait, I need to look this up so we can.
I thought it was June 1st.
Bandcamp.
This is the first of the month.
The Labor Day.
Well, I mean, we could why don't we?
It's Friday, so it's the first Friday of each month. So June 5th and then July 3rd.
All right.
We could mark your calendars.
So next Friday.
But then again, I must say, like you can also buy it right now because it's great to support Bandcamp in a way. I mean, it's been really showing love to my wallet lately. Not that I'm making a lot of money off it, but I mean, this is a great platform at the moment for young artists or artists anyway to just get the most out of their music in these times of not so many shows, you know.
Yeah, I think we need to really get behind it for sure. It's like the bright point of the kind of COVID is like really focusing on Bandcamp and like letting people know not to, obviously, I use Spotify. It's great. It's convenient, but really if you're committed to music and you're committed to supporting the artist whose music you love, you got to hit Bandcamp.
Hit the Bandcamp.
Hit the Bandcamp, baby.
That's it.
Yeah. Schmoozing.
Those came out at the same time.
Should we try? Well, Johnny says, let's roll another track. I mean, should we try? You want to try something, Johnny?
Let's. We've got this great music video also that could be good. Speaking about digital, what you want to set this one up, Tom? This is Working Machines music video.
Working Machines, yeah. Working Machines is an interesting story because it was released on my last album actually, and after that I got hit up. I never did really commercial ad music. But this brand, Cornite, they hit me up and they were like, we love your music. Could we work this into an ad? And we started working together. And now I did the second commercial too.
Whoa.
And they've really been supportive in the meantime by just giving me the possibility to move into doing some commercial music, like music for ads, you know.
Incredible.
But then instead of having a marketing guy run after you and being like, hey, it has to sound emotional and you need a guitar or whatever. They just give me the freedom to release my music and then choose the music that fits them best. And I'll just edit it a bit in a very short few seconds, which is actually the other way around that normal ad music works, you know. Normally you have to fight your way through like all these marketing assholes who think they know something about your music, and you know, so this was a very nice way of working along with a brand because they gave me all the freedom to do what I wanted. And I don't know, you're about to show the video, right?
We've got the video.
Yeah, the video.
And we could show the commercial too. We got that too, but let's see the music video.
Cool. Yeah, hit it.
Schmoozing.
So all of this was filmed on 16 millimeters, directed by Bear Diamond.
Wow. You are like a real analog purist, man.
I like it. I like
and
it.
to tell, and you can feel it. Everything's so warm.
I like it raw.
Yeah.
Something's messed up with our sound today. I assure you it doesn't sound as bad when we listen to it.
It's because everybody's over at the 2+2 office downloading stuff.
Oh. Wait, which train is that? Is this in Amsterdam?
This is actually in a bus, but we made it look like a train. And the rest of the video is shot in Portugal.
Wow, I'm getting a little bit of Holy Mountain vibes. What's that great director's name?
Bear Diamond.
No, well, yeah, him. The other guy.
Oh,
the Dune guy. Well, maybe our listeners can tell us.
Yeah, tell us.
If you're watching, who directed Holy Mountain and Dune.
Oh no, he didn't direct Dune.
Oh.
There was a great movie about how he almost directed Dune.
Oh, that's right.
It's Jodorowsky. Alejandro Jodorowsky, yeah.
Shout him out.
If you haven't seen those movies, I mean, they're like the most surrealist, psychedelic experiments in filmmaking, I think, out there.
Tom, this video's awesome.
You like it?
Yeah, man.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Yeah, it was quite a big team involved for this one. I must say, it was the biggest team I've ever worked with. You know, sometimes the videos come really easy. This one came quite intense, but I mean, I think Bear did a really great job on directing.
We got a shout out to
Jeremy.
Shout out to Jeremy watching. Yep.
And shout out to Keisha Tina again.
Keisha, she says bleep bloop.
All right. And Drew, of course.
There's Drew.
Drew's saying every time Charlie hits the schmoozing sample, everyone has to take a
This
drink.
is our accountant, ladies and gentlemen. Drew's our accountant, so Drew, this one's for you.
Schmoozing.
Wow, that's a lot of shots, bro.
That's a couple shots, man. Hopefully he's not gonna screw our taxes. So what's going on here? She's like, I'm getting a sense that she's like longing for her mother.
Yeah, well, I think the original idea was that she didn't feel really grounded in the real world. And at this moment of the video, she actually realized that she's able to breathe underwater.
What?
As you can see, it now turns into she is part of a big community living underwater, but she just has to say goodbye to one friend, which goes up and there she goes down swimming.
Dude,
and
how?
If you look really well in the right-hand corner, you will see the other people of the new tribe, which she belongs to.
What? How the heck did you guys film this thing?
This was filmed in an underwater tank. This is really crazy, actually, to get it done. But they did a great job. Here you see in the right-hand corner, if you brighten up your screen, you see the other people of the tribe moving in.
Goodness.
So that's the story.
What?
That was gorgeous.
Wait, so this is an underwater tank that exists just so people can film?
Yeah. They use it a lot in films, you know, and
That's
you can
so
just.
dope.
Yeah, it was. I was not there when they shot it, but I saw like behind the scenes. It's pretty crazy, man. It's just that this big ass glass wall. It's like you're in the zoo and you're looking at
nuts,
these,
man.
you know. But then instead of that, you throw in the actors. You show the models, maybe like, you know. But it's pretty hard because I mean the models have to keep their breath for quite a while.
That's really
And
tough.
It's pretty tough. And
Yeah, one
also-
time I drove across the Florida to a place called Weeki Florida,
Yeah.
where they have a roadside attraction that's been around since the 50s. A big underwater tank where they have these mermaids swimming around in this underwater amphitheater.
Wow.
And they have like the water hose like down at the bottom. They got to swim down. They duck under and take a breath and then come back up and do. That's what it reminded me of.
So they have hose in Florida too?
Hey-oh.
No way.
Drew, drink more, Drew.
Schmoozing.
Drink it up, Drew. Shoot. Well, let's see. You want to show them the commercial so they can see how you've been lining your pockets in this COVID? Because that's like the real. That's the real thing. Like how we, we're touring musicians. Like how are we supporting ourselves in this time? And this is a great thing when the music can align with an opportunity to make some money. And you know what? If I was watching a beer commercial, I heard a Tom Trago track in there.
Drink that beer.
I will drink the beer.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
also, I think what came along with the whole Corona COVID situation for me as an artist is to relook at the pie of income, you know. And I saw that 90% of my income is just based on shows, and I started to sort of redesign that pie, you know, with all the possibilities I had. Because I have a family, I have mouths to feed, and I have a lot of ideas and a lot of music to be made still. So I'm trying to, with doing this or other projects also as the laying down concerts, and I'm trying to redevelop this whole pie of income, so I can still be a very happy artist and be creative at all levels, but still make bucks.
I wonder if we could like with like VR goggles, we could join one of your laying down concerts remotely.
Definitely. Well, actually, I'm planning to do them in the States too because I don't have to be there always.
I love it.
It can travel without me, which is
if you want, maybe we can help you out here in Miami because I think we got a big art community down here. So
yeah, nice.
That would be really cool.
And you got a lot of people laying down on their backs.
Everybody lays down on their backs in Miami.
Same here though.
Is this your
this is the commercial?
Let's hear.
Yeah. It's always all the models are friends, by the way. We put in the whole family.
Measured in memories. Home is just wherever we are.
How come this sounds so good and everything else is sounding like shit?
Where the heart pumps.
Well, it's the voice. It's the algorithm in StreamYard. It only sounds good for voices, not music.
Oh.
It's where you date yourself.
I mean, this is
always
dope.
Have a good time.
They took your video. They took your song.
Work doesn't rule our lives, but we never miss a meeting. Who cares if we don't have everything? This is everything to us.
These are some responsible ravers, man.
So much more.
Dope.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, so that's. I mean, they owe me for showing this on Smooth and fucking with Soul Clap, but
yo, right?
No, but yeah, it was interesting to work with the whole big crew and also doing something different than DJing every weekend.
How's the beer?
I'm not a big much of a beer drinker, but it's pretty light, and that's
light.
Okay.
It's a
I'm
crisp
more into
one.
the heavy stuff, as you know. But
No way.
It's the lifestyle we're living.
Yeah, man.
yeah.
So
what up with just for the European watchers, or at least is Cat's Deli open already in New York and stuff? Is to the
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, I moved to the country too, Tom. So I don't actually know exactly what's happening in the city, but I mean, I know that in my region now, which is one region up from the region that New York City is in, now we're phase 1 of reopening. So there's some of the non-essential businesses are now reopening, like construction and some manufacturing, and I think all retail now can do curbside pickup. So we're slowly reopening, but in New York, because of how hard we were hit, I mean, the city, but also the whole state, we're very cautious here. We're very cautious.
Yeah,
and I know that in the United States, we just officially passed 100,000 deaths in the U.S. And that's in that's like a little over 2 months, really 2.5 months. I mean, that's insane. You think about that. It's more people. That's more Americans than died in Vietnam and Korean wars put together. Is what I've read. So
what a mess.
It's really, really serious stuff. But yeah, I mean, you can get, a lot of more and more restaurants have been doing the curbside pickup or just the pickup. So that's
same here.
Yeah, so that's
but
something.
Still, all the restaurants are closed. So they're trying to sort of look into reopening and also, trying to, give people some space to breathe. I mean, being with your family is great all the time, but sometimes you need to just get out. So they're trying to reopen museums, but just for a limited amount of people, I guess. I guess every country finds its own ways to.
We're gonna see, man.
Rebalance again.
It's a real terrible experiment, though, to see what's gonna happen, and
But then
I feel
again,
for anyone that's lost somebody during this pandemic, man. Our hearts go out to you because this is just what a terrible way and a frightening way to go.
We lost a number of musicians. I mean,
we lost a lot of
Mike Huckabee, Manu Dibango, Tony Allen. Like, this is like, just those three alone is like
unbelievable. Yeah,
that's a big hit.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if they were hit by the coronavirus though. I think they all had 3 different reasons, but
I thought DeBango they said was Corona, and also Mike Huckabee was he got Corona in the hospital.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, rest in peace for these people, but also everybody else who has to cope with some
man.
soul leaving this place, man. You know, but let's not get too dark on this because I already sort of, I mean, I think everybody already has faced a lot of dark news about this. You know,
That's true.
I think very important for all people. Stay positive and use this time as a sort of restarter, you know?
I agree. If you're watching out here, stop mixing. All right? It's a waste of your time. Be creative. Just you're going to record a 2-track now, all right? Set up the mix, let it go.
But I mean, well, it actually marks the point a little bit of what I'm saying because during my normal life, at least, before the whole thing, I was doing a lot of stuff which I was thinking of, do I really want to do this? No, but I still did them. Like touring too much, A, like mixing, B, like, you know, going to people's birthday who I actually don't like, going to shit weddings, etc., etc. Yeah, there's all these reasons. Like, you can restart and reboot yourself and be like, no, I'm just going to do what I want from now on. But because A, life is short, and B, I mean, it's time to really come close to yourself. You know?
Yeah. In a way, this was like that 2020 vision year, the one where, you know, things kind of gel in such a strange way, the eye opener. And I mean, who saw it? Nobody saw it coming like this, but I agree with you, Tom. I think this is a great opportunity to reprioritize our lives and how we're spending it, you know?
Yeah, no,
that's that's just like the most valuable commodity is the time, you know?
Yeah, no, and I mean, I see so many of our friends, our peers, thinking like this, talking about this, and that's great. And I just, you know, I want to stress how important it is for everybody to try to take a positive from all this, right? This is like, it's a time for us to come together and come out of this more united and more focused on all being better to each other and ourselves.
That's it, man. Amen.
Amen to that.
Amen. Where we go next, fellas?
I think we're almost an hour and a half in. I think we got to wrap this up. It's been lovely.
Let's roll. Yeah, we do have our vinyl thoughts coming up, but just a plug for from Tommy and I. You know, Tommy and I a couple years ago we did a project together called the Compass Joint, and that we did a very limited vinyl that DJ Harvey just played the shit out of, and suddenly it was really hot record. People were in demand, and the Discogs price was like through the roof, man. People were paying $100 for this thing. So we did the idiot move and we repressed it. You know, now it's worth $10. So you know, there goes that. It's not so special anymore, but it is a great record, and
available.
we want to it's available for sale. Buy it on Bandcamp Day. Why not? But we've got the follow-up record coming soon. Okay, you can play a snippet. You can play a snippet.
We could end with vinyl thought with Compass Joint for vinyl thought.
You want to do the Compass Joint? That's fine.
Yeah, it's perfect.
All right,
that way people can hear the whole thing. Let's start a little sooner, and we'll let them hear the whole thing for our final vinyl.
Oh yeah, maybe somewhere in the middle. Drop it somewhere in the middle.
Like a minute or two in. There we go.
There you go. Cool.
All right, thanks so much, Tommy,
guys.
Man. It's been
thank you guys, man.
We love you, Tommy.
We'll see you all next week for Cassie.
Yep, Cassie's joining us. It's gonna be a great one.
It's gonna be great. She's got some great perspectives on how we can all come out of this more positive and growing, and it's gonna be really great. I'm really excited to talk to her. She's
also
one of the best.
And if you're liking what you see and you're feeling Soul Clap, check out our Twitch channel. We're growing. It's growing very quickly.
Soul Clap official. Oh, and we have a live stream. We have a live stream on Sunday.
That's right.
Sunday afternoon, we're going to be doing a Sunday hang. So extended set.
That's
right.
All right. Love everybody.
Y'all.
Peace out.
See you next week.
Schmoozing.
Puffer.